And live at the motherfucking Rebar. It's the one and only Rebar Show with your host, JP motherfucking Fingers.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the one and only Rebar. Myself, Evan, he's still fucking traveling the beautiful North America world.
Fuck Evan.
And yeah, fuck, I'm just gonna get a blow up doll to fucking replace them. Seriously, they're cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, fuck Ivan.
Fuck Ivan. We are joined myself, J-Dub, and
who?
the guy
Mike.
we've apparently been video herfing with for, once a week. Usually we try to video herf.
This is a norm. It's becoming a norm now. We're using IT problems as an excuse to bring him on every other day.
Oh, that's not what it didn't work. Oh shit, you're gonna have to come back on. So this is episode 2. Episode 1 is completely lost.
1.5.
Episode 1, take 2.
I'm telling you. Look, but here's what we do. So can you gotta explain to your listeners and viewers what happened?
No, I have it. I have the whole hour and 45-minute episode that we did, but there's no audio on your part. So it's just me talking.
All you gotta do, so we'll just get a couple people, and we'll just they can just dub over me, and I can sound like a complete asshole, more than normal.
You know what? I should do that as a contest, right? We should do it as a contest, like get a 5-minute just segment of us talking and doing our mannerisms or whatever,
right? And
me talking, of course, with the audio, and I'll send you the file and dub whatever you want on it. Just it's gotta go with the mannerisms, what we're saying, and it's kind of one of those reading lips type of thing. The bad lip ratings, right?
Yes.
Gotta go. So, and then whoever wins, I'll send you some rare cigars. How's that?
Send some rare United cigars. Go ahead, do your United Cigars thing. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
Thank you.
We're getting out of the way.
This episode is brought to you by United Cigars. If you want to smoke like the guys at the Rebar do, the Rebar Show, go to your local B&M. Grab yourself some United Cigars. If they don't have United Cigars, fucking demand that shit. I got to sound more aggressive on that because apparently last time I was like, oh, just, ask them for it. No, you want it, so fucking demand it. United Cigars, ladies and gentlemen.
See, Mike's been on the show for so many times, he already knows the spiel. Right?
Yeah, Mike's like, all right, cue this part, guys. Go.
See, I slid it in early, so you're not as fucked up. So since you're not, it sounds like you're ready to go. You're ramped up. If you slide it in towards the end, you're just like, fucking yeah, United Cigars. Fuck you guys, smoke United.
I forgot about them.
So there you go. Boom, we got that. That's covered. Congratulations.
Good already. I've said United Cigars once, and you've said United Cigars twice.
We're fucking ahead of the curve. Yeah, I expect my check. Somebody send me my $2.
Now I want to know if
you're getting $2.
You had the whole weekend, JP, to practice his last name. So can you say his last name? Can you pronounce it?
I need to see it. I'm going on your Instagram page to pull it up.
It's not on there.
I think it is.
The whole last name?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Does it fit? Did they fit it? That Zuckerberg, that Zucks, he's fucking, you don't know what he's up to.
Yeah. All right, so while he looks up stupid questions on Google, like, do you love me? Inside joke from show number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, so JP Fingers asked, he's like, I'm going to ask strange questions. Do you love me? I was like, yeah. Next.
I did way better this time, though, and I forgot where I saved.
You ran it by your producer, exactly what you should fucking do every time.
Yeah.
So
boom.
I came up with some questions for you.
All right.
And I mean,
this is still show 1. Relevant. JP, this is still show 1. We got to introduce Mike. We got to tell the audience who our distinguished guest. Who the hell is Mike, right? We're not just picking up where we left off.
Or as you can see, at Cigar Hustler.
Yes.
You've probably heard of him before you've heard of us.
The other side, bro.
Yeah. So, it's on the other side? It's on this side from my camera. So
okay, there you go. Now, there you go.
That's better. That finger.
So we got Mike from Cigar Hustler.
Yes.
Mike.
It's not a question, bro. Let him talk.
Hi.
Me?
No, I was talking to Mike.
Oh, usually you're telling me to shut up, basically.
No, I could never do that. I can't.
J-Dub's raising his voice. I better be quiet.
You do what you want. That's how this show works. You do what you want, and I just
Guys,
try to minimize the damage as much as possible. That's it.
I do what I want. Look at this shit. I lit my cigar. I didn't even fucking cut it yet.
What?
Nice.
How? What?
Like-
How are you?
And you're not. You can't be fucked up. It's too early.
It's too early.
It's a Sunday. You'd be surprised.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so we have Mike. For those who didn't already catch it, from Cigar Hustler, he is the premier online / B&M, because you do have a B&M, right? So
I do.
everybody goes to the Hustler. Everybody, especially if you want your Roma craft shit. That's where you.
Oh
go.
yeah.
That's who you beg, who you try to suck dick right there. The Hustler, because he knows he's got the good stuff.
I got He's got
the new. He's got the rares and the limited editions. He's got all kinds of shit. And if you're nice, he'll play nice.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nate.
I got a retail shop. I'm at Cigar Hustler. I don't know my last name because I haven't heard anybody fuck it up yet.
Fuck. Japanowitz.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Good job.
I thought I was pretty close.
Stepankevich.
I had the Z part down.
Looks like Dub just muted. He's like,
J-Dub is muted.
He's like, go back inside.
Yeah, get back inside. Now.
I'm
Daddy's
recording
doing a
right now.
podcast.
I got.
You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Mom, meatloaf. No, what happens when you have a 3-year-old that does whatever the fuck she wants?
Oh yeah, dude. I got one.
You do?
It's
Nice.
a boy. Oh yeah. He the 3-year. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. They're both boys. The 3-year-old, he does not give a fuck. I mean, like, just fearless. You know, they like to play lava. So I got like this red little couch, like the chaise lounge thing, and then the other couch, the brown love seat or whatever, is a significant distance away. One day I look up, and that motherfucker is like, freedom, just fucking whoo across. And I wanted to be, I should have been upset, but I was
You
like,
were
man,
kind of
that was
impressed.
that was impressive. Like, you know, my goodness, a grown ass man shouldn't be able to do that. And you just fucking, you took some air, man. Good for you. But you know, then if mommy saw it, shit would have hit the fan.
Yeah, it's the difference between mom and dad. No, exactly. I have a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old rules the house. I can't wait for that one to grow up.
I got you guys both beat. I got a 26-year-old son named Ivan.
Oh yeah.
Is he from Russia?
A
Is he a pipe
26-year-old
lover?
named Ivan, who's traveling the beautiful world of Chicago right now.
That's nice. And he loves pipes.
Yeah, he loves pipes.
Loves the pipes.
Pipe
All right,
pipe
good for
smokers
you,
are
Ivan.
definitely the cream of the crop, right? When it comes to tobacco world,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mike. You obviously, for those
Move along.
the 2 people that don't know who Mike is, Mike
Yeah.
at Cigar Hustler. That's your
Well, I think
website.
people. I don't think everybody knows who I am. In all fairness, you know,
like
I mean,
32,000 people know who you are on Instagram.
yeah, but you know, that was a fucking long, hard road and a lot of hard work. And you know, I just, you know, I love Instagram and social media and shit, and I'm constantly engaging and harassing people and fucking, you know, doing what I can to always constantly engage. Like, the shitty part was when the algorithm changed, I don't know, a few years ago, it affected the amount of like shit that I saw and the shit that people saw me, but whatever, it's part of the game. So, you know, just go back and keep working on it. So.
Ever
What do you
since
think of
Facebook
the
took
new
over, it just went
change
down.
now that they made? How nobody could see the amount of likes you get.
I mean, what the fuck ever. You know, it's like, for me,
As long as you reach your audience, right?
yeah, I could sit here and bitch all day, you know, but like about whatever. But you know, the fact of the matter is, they have their own thoughts and reasons behind it. You know, I'll still figure out ways to reach customers. You know, I mean, and cultivate and build relationships with people. So
For
do whatever the
free,
fuck you want. You know,
right?
Yeah.
For free. That's the best thing about it.
yeah, totally for free. Well, I mean, yeah, cost wise, it is, but it's a commitment of time.
Right, of
is what it
course.
boils down. My wife fucking hates it. She's like, "You're on your fucking phone again." I'm like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's why it's like phone time is toilet time. It's like, yeah, sit on the toilet. It's like, boom, I'll be in there for like 30, 40 minutes.
I try.
Like,
I don't shit enough. This is because like I have to be on. I try and be on Instagram and Facebook at least every hour for about 10 minutes.
yeah, just stay current, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that happens in an hour.
Yeah. So if you can hit it, 8 to 12 times a day, you're doing all right.
That's not including your personal texts and your personal stuff and your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Then I mean, not to mention the email responses, not to mention retail customers, which we didn't get into yet. I mean, I do a lot. Not to mention being a family man, right? Spending time with my wife and kids and like all that shit. Because I mean, I do everything that I do is for them and being with them. So,
100%.
So when it's time to pull the plug, I will. I'm like, all right, well, gotta go. So I mean, I'm never gonna. When my kids get into sports, I'm not missing a fucking game.
Yep. That's exactly what I told JP. When this is too much, I'm calling it quits.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think you have to call it quits. You just got to put up the boundaries, right? Say, hey, look, when JP's like, dude, we got to get this shit done, or we got to get this thing up for next week. You'd be like, no, I'm not. I'll get to it on Monday. Eat a bag of dicks, JP.
J-Dub's trying to act like I overwhelm him with anything. I am the least business.
I'm the one that's pushing him.
Pushing shit on me. Oh, did you take care of that voice? Did you get that voiceover done yet for the disclaimer? Did you get this done yet? Did you do this? What time's this episode at? And I'm just like, oh, we share a Google Calendar.
That's pretty romantic.
It is. And we refuse to let Evan in on it.
Who, Ivan?
Yeah, Ivan is not getting in on our Google Calendar.
He's never here.
That is true.
That's true.
And then when we have an episode, I didn't know there was an episode. When we don't do an episode, I thought there was an episode. And it's like, dude, I tell you, the beginning of every week, the schedule.
So why don't you guys build like a group chat for the three of you, or like
we do,
or
jump on the group chat. He jumps on once a week. Once a week he jumps on. But think about this, JP.
Ivan.
Think about this, JP. You started with Ivan.
I did.
And then I jumped in. I got jumped in.
We might have outgrown Ivan already.
No. I'm just saying, what if I hadn't jumped in? What if you'd be doing this show by yourself half the time?
It'd be the one and only Re. It wouldn't even be the Rebar. It'd be the fucking Re.
I mean, but when I originally started it, it was just like, once, twice a month, I was prepared to do that. And once, twice a month is the sort of commitment I can expect from Evan or Ivan.
Ivan. I don't even know who the fuck Evan is.
Ivan, a.k.a.
So
once or twice a month is the sort of commitment I can, and I've grown to accept that, where it's like, okay, I know he's going to be good for at least generally 50% of the month.
So what happens if this thing becomes, let me ask you, what happens if the thing becomes like gangbusters? All of a sudden it blows up, something crazy happens, you get some reposts, some action, everybody starts talking about the cigar industry, you get a fucking sponsor, you start getting paid. Now you got to hit it every week. Right?
Evan's gonna have to start working for that fucking paycheck then.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna need to see a fucking resume out of this guy. I'm gonna need to see his credentials.
Well, we've been doing a week since December, consistently.
I think in all honesty, I think the payment process kind of starts with Dub. If he's putting everything together, he's the guy you don't want to fucking lose.
I'm just saying. I like you, Mike. Your check is in the mail.
J-Dub already knows he's payroll. He's HR. He knows this.
All right.
I don't have to include J-Dub in it because I have to run it by J-Dub first.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So you say, all right, well, we got paid. Well, I got paid. Thank you.
We'll
and then Evan, it's like, no, we'll still give you random cigars and replace the bands on them.
If you don't start calling him fucking Ivan, I'm hanging up this goddamn phone.
Ivan, I'm gonna do one of the mystery cigars I'm gonna make for Ivan, and it's gonna be like the Ivan Drago.
Right, there you go.
No, Ivan Drago was cool.
He was cool.
That's true. So what? I try to
Ivan,
be-
if you listen to this episode, J-Dub is mad and you need to come back.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad, though.
So, what are we smoking,
me.
guys? Before we talk about nothing, because that's what the show's about. The science of cigar shows. What are we smoking?
Well, if you want me to go first, I'll go
Go
first.
ahead, man. You're the
Go
guest.
first.
So the struggle is real here in the Casa de Cigar Hustler, and I'm smoking a Postania broadleaf Segundo.
There's nothing
They're
wrong with
fucking-
segundos, man.
They're delicious,
Especially from Romacraft and Postania.
yeah.
And, dude, I'll take a segundo over anything else. A lot of the $10 cigars out there.
So I went fucking live the other day, which was pretty funny. I gotta start doing more of that on Instagram, and because we were smoking some pork butts for the event, and we're hanging out, and somebody. I go, hey, if anyone wants to ask any questions, somebody goes, Rocky or Cohiba, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather smoke paper towels. The guy's like, what about Gurkha? I said, no, man, sorry, dude, I don't smoke Gurkhas. But if you do and you like those things, good for you, man. Whatever. But like, it's just,
Whatever. It's okay.
I don't fuck with that shit.
We shit on Gurkha cigars all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll
Smoke what you
totally shit on. I have no problem shitting on any brand at all. I just don't want to shit on a person for something that they like. You know what I mean? If they say, hey, I really love Gurkhas, I'm like, okay. Like, if you want to hang out, we can get you. We can work on the transition over.
Yeah.
But if you're good with that, if like you like that, your catalog stuff, and cool.
I think
good for you.
Brian McGee said it best. I think he was very, very eloquent when he said, "Look, I'm never gonna shit on Rocky Patel because he was there when Rocky Patel he worked his ass off like no one else. He traveled 300 plus days out of the year. He bust his ass. So as a person, I respect that. Same thing.
Worked hard.
JD.
Right.
JD, he busted his ass and he worked hard to build a specific culture and a very, very specific following. More power to him. Now, let's talk about cigars. That's a whole different conversation. A whole different conversation.
So true.
Yes.
So, J-Dub, what are you smoking?
A goddammit. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a genetic deformity. The
Yes. GD.
GD, god damn it. So,
That's
Neanderthal, Romacraft, shout out to Romacraft.
Yeah, shout out to Romacraft.
So we're all smoking good shit, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Of course. I
like
try to smoke based on the guest, right? Unless we're doing like a revisit episode. And revisit episodes I like because otherwise I would not pick up that Brasilia or that Rocky Patel Decade or the Olivia. Oliva.
You know what? We didn't do the revisit episode on it. Well, I mean, the Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Cinco, yeah.
Dude, I want to fucking burn one with that guy.
Dude, have you
for
had
real?
Have you had the Boa Vida by Ocho Cinco?
No, I haven't had the cigar. I wanted to smoke with the dude.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. But
that fucking
the
guy
cigar is
crazy.
legit, man. And I hate saying this because
it's good.
It's good.
It was a good
it's
cigar.
legit. It was legit.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good cigar. I can't say anything bad about it.
There was a time where I was like, "Oh man, this is about to turn. Where it's gonna get bitter." And nothing.
Bad. You can't say anything bad about it.
About it. All right. Now we got to get into it because I created these questions today.
Okay.
And you touched briefly upon sort of it.
All right.
So I wrote down these questions.
Yes, he loves you.
Yes, I love you.
I know. I'm secure with myself, so I don't need to ask it again. I've heard it once.
Okay. Right. Good.
Say you become massively successful with your business. Would you sell out to become even richer, or would you stay true?
Let's say let's be more specific. Let's say Casa Montecristo says, "Hey, I want your business. Here's enough zeros."
I'm out this motherfucker.
Yes.
Without question. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Dude, that's respect.
So,
that's
I respect that.
So not only do I sell, but then, I approach them and say, look, if you want me to make sure that you guys can get all your shit together, you can pay me a nice fucking salary and I'll start handling all this shit.
Nice.
So
Be just like JD, be the face of Pastania.
yeah, but that's a little different because he's kind of checked out. He's not this. I
He's
will
the face,
forever
though.
be. I will, but he's not the same.
Right.
I
no,
will
no.
forever be me. I will forever be the same fucking person. I'll always be in contact with people. My friends and whatever, and like I'll constantly engage and I'll constantly look to become better and grow and build and whatever. Without question.
That. I
and
respect that 100%.
And if I got a job somewhere else and it was a fucking dope ass salary, you're still getting the same guy.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't sign the deal if it wasn't to the terms that I liked.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But now, with that being said, I really like working for myself. You know,
you're your own.
It does it pay as well? No. Is there a good? Am I playing the long game right now? Fuck yeah, I am. And do I enjoy all of that? Yeah, I do. The grind and working and building and moving forward and creating and just constantly getting better is a fucking horrible addiction for me. And I dig all that. So, I think if I was ever approached, if that ever happened in my future where they said, hey, we want you to come on and bring what you have to the table, I'd be like, okay, cool. How many corporate shares am I getting? And I'm in control of me, because Bill Parcells said it best. It was something like, I can't fucking cook in the kitchen unless I can buy the groceries too, right? So, and there's an absolute fucking true statement of that. I mean, I think you see that a lot in these corporations, these businesses, especially in the industry, super incestuous. You get these fucking guys that kind of jump from one to one to one to one to one, and if they're not, if they're talented, you got to let them do what they got to do. You got to let them, build your shit. You can't say, whoa, 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 whoa. No, that's not going to work. We can't do that. You can't. That's not us here. It's like, well, fuck you, man. I don't belong here then. So. Did that answer your question? That was a good question. That was a way better question.
Way better question, right? You know why? Because he fucking emailed his producer. That's why.
All right.
So yeah, I take a check, but no, I don't sell out.
It ain't selling out if there's a bunch of zeros there.
It ain't selling out if you stay true.
There you go.
It ain't selling out if you're rolling away in a nice new Lamborghini. I
don't think I'd buy a Lamborghini.
What do you like, a Tesla guy?
I think in all reality, my goals are small. I mean, my goals are big, but what I would want would be, it's not a vast majority of things. Like, I don't give a fuck about the car. I want a fucking jet. I want to go wherever, I want to be able to go where I want to fucking go somewhere and then be home in time for dinner with my kids and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Respect for that.
I don't give a fuck what car I'm driving, what the person thinks of me, what car, whatever car I fucking have, I could fucking care less. I had my Charger SRT. I love my car. It's from 2006. I finally had to take it off the road like a month ago because it just got so bad that I thought I was going to die on the way to work. So like that's me. For the ideal car for me is fucking leather sunroof, and so I can smoke and it doesn't totally smell like ass when I get back in it the next time. Other than that, I don't give a fuck.
Nice.
This is tying into something you said previously about a couple cigars. What's the worst cigar you've ever smoked?
Ooh.
Not like worst cigar you have smoked. So somebody could argue with you and be like, how the fuck do you think that? You know what I mean? Like, it's your opinion on.
I think I can just summarize. I couldn't specifically tell you one that I said, like, this is just fucking absolutely terrible.
Okay, how about this? What makes a bad cigar?
Well, for a bunch of things. Okay. I could tell you that, in my opinion, there's Nica Sueño products. Yeah. And then there's kind of everybody else. You know what I mean? So I don't really. I mean, there's a couple other brands that and manufacturers that I think make really good stuff, you know. And the big part of your question, J-Dub, is obviously high quality tobacco, right? So Nica Sueño, they get high quality tobacco. Aganorsa, fucking Casa Fernandez, they get high quality tobacco.
Oh yeah, I love Arganosa stuff. Man,
you know,
Yep.
yeah, but they can still fuck it up because you know their Connecticut shade, their new Connecticut they made is fucking banging. But their other stuff, I'm just like, I don't know what happened here. You know, it's like maybe they have other leaves that they're just trying to integrate. They have too many of them, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But they don't. I'm not like, wow, this. I can pick up a cigar, any cigar made in Nica Sueño, and be like, okay, this is good. I might not fucking love it. You know, it might not be my go-to, but I could understand the quality, understand the taste. Say this is a great cigar. You know.
What else? Just besides construction, not construction. You didn't say construction. I did.
Right.
So,
well, that would be the next thing I was getting to is, you know, obviously control over your pairs, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you have a plug ratio, I mean, of over 3% in your factory, let's say you have a plug ratio of 10%, you're gonna fucking piss off every customer that smokes your cigars.
Because all it takes is just one bad cigar, one bad experience, and they're off the brand.
I mean, I don't think it's one bad experience because
for some, right?
I think that if you're surrounded by other good consumers and smart retailers, they'll tell you, hey, you know, it happens. It's uncommon with this factory. But, you know, here's another one, you know, switch it out or whatever.
But you're talking about reasonable, logical consumers with somewhat of an IQ.
Right.
Consumers and customers suck a lot of the times, and you will get. I mean, I know you're not like face to face sometimes. I don't know, but do you ever get that one that's like just stupid? Yeah, this cigar didn't. You know, I was in 120-degree weather and it didn't smoke well at all. I was outside and it just started blowing up on me. Well, duh, motherfucker. That's
right.
You know, that's part of it.
You do your best to explain it to people. You know, I enjoy explaining the process and why things happen the way they do, without calling somebody an idiot. You know, like I do my best. Sometimes they draw that own conclusion after I kind of bring them that, you know, to that direction. But you know, there's nothing wrong with somebody not knowing. Now, if you come at me like, I had a customer that, you know, that emailed me and said, hey, you sent me the wrong cigars. So I looked up the order, I verified it, and I said, hey, look, you know, to my employee, give this guy a call, tell him he got the right cigars. Tell him that we're sorry. He got the right cigars that he ordered. We'd be happy to swap them out for him. So he called the guy, and the guy's like, don't worry, you can give me another cigar, a free cigar later. It's like for my next order. Like, yeah, you know, I don't mind hooking somebody up with a free cigar if I fucked up, but this one isn't on me, bro.
Yeah. You
fucked up. You don't. So I had to send the guy some information, and here's me backing what the fuck I'm saying to you, and he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, okay. So now that I educate you, you should send me the free cigar, right?
Right.
You know?
Send me my sampler back, and I'll keep your money.
Like, there are people that will try and flex on you sometimes for no reason. Like, you know, you don't have to worry about me. If I fuck up, don't worry. I'm not perfect. I make plenty of fucking mistakes. And when I do, I'll fucking own it, and I'll take care of your shit, you know? That's it. And if you choose to fuck with me moving forward, great. If you want to go somewhere else and deal with, you know, another retailer or just a person in general, good for you, man. Have at it. So.
Right. And you have your brick and mortar store in... not in Miami, but you said it was in Daytona. No, where did you say it was?
It is the epicenter of the cigar world. I said that at the last show.
Yes, you did. That's why.
God damn it! It is Deltona.
Deltona, not Daytona. That's right. I was close.
You were close. You went from NASCAR to like shuffleboard.
Daytona's not even a city, right? It's probably like a Daytona Beach.
No. It's close to Daytona. There's nothing in Deltona but homes. There's a McDonald's and shit, but.
And that's the epicenter of cigars?
Fuck yeah, because I'm there.
Oh, okay. I get
That's the joke.
Okay.
But, you know, whenever you're traveling, you're like, oh, so where you from? Like, Orlando. I mean, I don't want to get into a 20-minute diatribe about me being in fucking Deltona. What? Daytona? What is that? Like, no, Deltona. So, had to say Orlando. It's better.
Got it. Next question.
All right. Who would you like to have on the podcast not related to cigars?
Okay.
His podcast or our podcast?
Well, I mean, I guess this could be for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both.
So I could totally.
Podcast, right?
I mean, I can answer. You want my top 5? I mean, I can.
Yeah,
I can
let's
go
totally
top
fucking handle this shit.
Handle
All
it.
right. So on my last podcast, we got our unicorn. We finally got Skip on the show, which is fucking awesome. I didn't get him to talk about everything, but I got him to talk about a lot of shit, which is really cool. Now, outside of the industry, people who I would want on my podcast, in no particular order, or should I try and categorize them?
Go for it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
if you say no order, but then whoever you give first, we're assuming that's first.
Okay, so number 1 for me would be The Rock, because I've been a huge Rock fan since I was a fucking kid. I did get to meet him once when I was a teenager, which is a pretty cool show, or a pretty cool story when I was like 13. Very briefly, he'd be my number 1. I'm a big believer in number 2 would probably be Ocho Cinco, because I think he's a badass. And he's a cigar dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in personal development. I dig a lot of that shit. So there are 2 guys who I fuck with a lot right now. Eric Thomas was kind of the guy who really inspired me to build my website and just kind of kept me going. Back in the day, he had this YouTube video that was, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. So like that kept me up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, just fucking cranking away on my website. And
Nice.
I mean, I'm not really good at web development, and it shows on my website, but hey, whatever fucking works. This other guy who I really fuck with is pretty badass is Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
He's super dope.
G-Man.
Yeah, so he's I'd love to have him on the podcast because
Everything that he says is just like
it's legit.
Is legit and very inspirational.
It's real. I mean, for me, it kind of boils down to 2 very very simple things, and it's pretty easy, right? One is do your best to wake up grateful, right? Like, there's always going to be shit going on in your life, right? I mean, even if you just focus on the cigar industry, the FDA is constantly looming. Laws are always constantly working on changing. 21's around the corner for all this bullshit. I mean, like, there's a lot of shit in the cigar industry. But, if you wake up and say, hey, look, my kids are alive, my wife's alive, everything else is kind of a cherry on top.
Yeah.
You kind of have that approach for the day. Shit's a lot easier.
They
The other
already
thing,
raised the smoking age here in town already by 221.
yeah, I believe it. They tried it in Florida. Jose Oliva shot that shit the fuck down, which was awesome. But the second thing that he talks about is, kind of keep your head in the clouds, like, as far as your dreams, but like your hands in the dirt. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but like, it's cool. It's good to dream big. Just remember, you got to put in the work every fucking day.
Yeah. Dream big, but stay grounded and do the work that it takes for you to achieve those dreams.
Right.
If your hands get dirty, your head will stay clear and
Grind
clean.
hard, stay
Right.
humble. Who says that?
Right. I don't know.
Someone
Whoever it
famous
is pretty
does.
smart. Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar.
Be humble.
So how many did I get there? Eric Thomas, Ocho
4.
Cinco,
Gary.
The Rock, Gary V. I mean, I got 2 other ones. Tom Hardy, I think, would be fucking badass.
Yeah.
He's got badass roles.
He's a cigar guy. I bet you he's got some crazy fucking stories.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be pretty cool. And I think Iron Man too, man. I think a little Robert Downey Jr. action would be badass. I know that, you said not cigar industry, but those guys are cigar guys.
Yeah. It just, they could be cigar guys. It's just
Right.
people that aren't.
In the industry.
They're hybrids.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the funny thing for me is, like, I really believe that, us right now, the way that society looks at cigars is it's on a tremendous downturn, right? But we as cigar smokers understand the potential that it has. You know, the ability to connect with people across the board, right?
Yeah.
No matter where you come from. I mean, you've heard it a million times. You know, like, I mean, I got a guy who works on a garbage truck every day that comes in, and a doctor, right? Like, and they can hang out and bullshit, and they have a common fucking bond, right? Where millionaires hang out with the guys who are smoking fucking, working minimum wage, smoking bundle cigars. So I believe that we can create a tipping point in this industry where it actually becomes socially acceptable again. With kind of the power of technology and the way that things are going, it is possible. It will take some time and a lot of effort from a lot of people, but you know, and you got to educate some of these dumb motherfuckers. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good answer, man.
Yeah, no, that's a solid 5 list. That's a
there you
solid
go.
top 5 list.
Yeah, it was 6. I gave you 6.
Yeah, sorry, 6. J-Dub, let's hear your top 5.
Non-cigar industry.
I mean, they could be cigar smokers, but
Non-industry.
not in the industry by any means.
Industry by any means. Dude, Dennis Rodman for sure. You get some
we
crazy
can
stories.
talk North Korea.
We can talk North Korea. We can talk, but I think he smokes cigars too.
Yeah.
Breaking his dick.
Yeah. Well, dude, that guy, you know, I don't think that he gets enough credit for what he did in the NBA. I mean, he was there.
Dude, he was like the rebound champion.
And he was there to fuck with you.
Dude, if
He was there
he played for the Spurs.
If he sat on the fucking bench, he was still fucking with you. You know what I mean? So, like,
No one worked harder than he.
he was a mind fuck.
And he said it. He goes, I got one job. And he goes out there and does it. He's not out there shooting threes, working on his free throws. He's out there and he did it fucking well.
Right.
Mike, so you were a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
I like The Rock when he was corporation. It was cool when he kind of broke out, but, you know, being fucking old school shit, being the badass, I like that shit. Go ahead.
is it cool for me to compare Rodman was the equivalent of Gold Dust?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a fair.
Like Gold Dust used to fuck with people so bad.
That's true. You know, I just saw a post about him the other day. Like, it was like his debut day was like yesterday or 2 days ago. I saw it on Instagram or some shit. Like 10 years ago or 20 years ago today or some shit.
Fuck, that's crazy. Dude, I was a big wrestling fan when I was younger, and it took me like up until like middle of high school to accept the fact that it was fake.
Is it though? I mean,
It is, but it isn't. It is, but it is.
Is the result kind of fucking?
Oh, the
It's
results real.
entertainment.
I mean, but hey, apparently everything's rigged. Just look at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you guys all bet the favorite to win. Guess what? Not today. Have a nice day. What?
Boom, landslide.
So I did a Facebook post on that. Look, I don't know shit about horse racing. Okay, so you know that's my fucking disclaimer. But if I'm number 20, I don't want to be number 20. I don't want to win because of some fucking ticky-tack bullshit, and then everybody's gonna go around and be like, "Oh, congratulations on your fucking technicality championship."
Yeah.
You know, fuck you. I want to be the guy that says, "Hey, you know, you can't take this away from me. I put in the fucking work." Right?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Sorry, J-Dub. I interrupted.
Yeah, so we got number one,
it's
Rodman.
good.
We got Rodman.
Dennis
Rodman.
Sylvester Stallone, man, that's another cigar guy.
That's a good
Stallone.
one.
Sly Stallone, if we can understand what the
Dude,
fuck he's saying.
J-Dub.
How do we not drop Arnold on the list too? I mean,
He was
fuck.
my next, man. He was my next.
Okay.
He was my next. Arnold, of
How do you
course.
go? How do you go Sly before Arnold?
This guy just
There was
wants
no
to be
particular order.
acceptable. That's what it was.
There was no
Okay.
order.
Okay, all right.
It was whatever. No, Arnold.
I mean, I
of
totally
course.
forgot about Arnold. So but
Arnold,
go
you know,
ahead.
because he was fucking mayor, right?
Yeah,
Or governor, I mean. So definitely him, Sly, Dennis Rodman, even MJ, man. MJ would love to have MJ sticking with the NBA because he's a cigar guy. And I mean,
right.
he's mostly Cuban guy, I guess. He gets his cigars custom made or someone picks up cigars from Cuba and custom rolls. So I'm like, I don't know if he smokes anything, but I mean,
Ugh. See, I
yeah,
mean, somebody's got to educate him on
right.
cigars.
Well, I mean, that's true.
I mean, not the game, not NBA, or
No, not at all.
reselling the same shoe 750,000 times or anything like that. But just the cigar, like, hey man, I appreciate all your skills. It was amazing to watch you work. You're a great businessman.
The amount of money he made in the NBA is astonishing.
Right.
But like quadrupled it once he retired.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
still.
The smart business guys. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, he hasn't touched his pay from New England. He's just a tight end. You know what I mean? He's not even fucking. He's not the miracle quarterback. You know what I mean? So I mean, the smart businessmen know how to parlay that shit and scale the fuck out of it.
So let's hear number 5. This is I feel we're gonna get a curveball.
You're gonna get a curveball. J-Lo.
That's what I'm feeling.
J-Lo.
Oh, wow. It was sort of baseball themed, I guess, when I said curveball.
I guess. Yeah.
True. Definitely
J-Lo. She's sister of the Leaf, man.
You hit me with Mrs. A-Rod.
Mrs. A-Rod, definitely sister of the Leaf. I want to know what she smokes. I want to know how she got into it. I want to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. Will she marry me? I mean, no. I mean, just different things.
This guy J-Dub is looking for Jenny from the block.
No shit.
All right.
Our listeners are totally different.
Yeah.
Goes to show how fucking strange I am.
No.
But go ahead.
But again, you're a self-started guy. You got your self-started guys that you want to come on the show and people motivate you.
That's true.
What about you?
All right. Patrick Warburton. Who's Putty from Seinfeld.
Okay.
And then he ended up doing his own sitcom years later called Rules of Engagement.
Okay.
He's a funny ass dude, man. Does so many good voiceovers, and he actually smokes cigars. Like, he's a big cigar dude.
All right.
Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, I would just want to listen to that guy's voice.
Do you think Chris Pratt married his daughter for his daughter, or just so he can call Arnold Schwarzenegger dad? I mean,
because she's good looking.
I don't know about all that. So like I saw this really funny meme one day. It said, if you could go on a date with the hottest girl in the world or work out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, what would you work out?
That's funny.
Shit. Who else would I say? Donald Trump.
All right.
Just, get a little bit of that clout going.
So what's your take on him? Because you're Canadian. I mean, you're overregulated to the
Justin
fucking
Trudeau.
team.
He hates Justin Trudeau. So
I hate Trudeau, dude. Trudeau has done nothing but ruin our fucking country.
Yeah.
Do I agree with everything Trump does? No, but a lot of the stuff he does, I agree with.
Okay.
Our industry is affected heavily by Trump because I work with steel.
Rebar.
Yeah. Iron, beams, rebar, everything. Right. But I mean, I would for the most part of the beneficial stuff, yeah. It's been very beneficial to us.
Gotcha. Okay. I feel like you need to build like a rebar throne for this podcast.
You know what? I have to go to this old strip club where I took a lot of the New York guys, and they have a big king's chair.
Yeah.
Dude, you should make a king's chair out of cigar boxes.
I could.
You could. I'll send you. I have a shit ton of cigar boxes.
Just the kings, and Ivan can get a little stool.
Thank you. Thank you for fixing that. I appreciate you correcting that.
I was like, Ivan. So I think I've named 3. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 4. You know what? Shit. I'd say like Christy Mack. I'd go straight porn star on this.
Wow.
Christy,
Well, it's nice to know that we are on this side are a little more grounded than you are. I guess. I mean, you're all over fucking putty and porn. Okay.
Yeah.
Politics, putty, and porn.
Putty and porn.
The triple P.
Number 5.
Just drop Macaulay Culkin at the end. We'll call it a fucking day.
There you go.
The only toys I have here are adult toys. He would have no interest in coming over here. This is the furthest thing from the Neverland Ranch. If we're, you know what? Number 5, Eddie Money.
Eddie, 2 tickets to paradise, huh?
Yeah. And
Nice.
some bacon. He's another cigar guy.
Very nice. Yeah, he was at one of the IPCBRs or some shit.
Yeah, Eddie fucking Money.
Eddie fucking Money.
Nice.
So that's, I mean, I guess it's only exciting on like 1 or 2 people, but that's just my list. All right,
It just further confirms how out of your fucking mind you are, which is great.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's why the show's successful sometimes.
Exactly.
sometimes. All right, what's the stupidest question or weirdest thing you've ever been asked by a customer? Like whether it's like, you know how you just touched on a guy's like, hey, you sent me the wrong cigars, and it's like, no, I didn't. These are the cigars I sent you. This is what you ordered.
Yeah,
Right.
what's the stupidest customer request or question or stupidest customer you've ever dealt with?
Well, I mean, the response is it always starts with I am sorry. It's just for the record. It's like, hey, I'm really sorry. And then you lay into but you're a fucking idiot. And here's
I'm
why.
really sorry, but you're fucking wrong.
But
Man, the dumbest question. Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't really keep any of that shit in my head. None of, I mean, you have your standard, you get your fucking at least once or twice a day or every other day. Hey, you got any Cubans? You got any? Or they bust, I love it when, the person starts smelling the cellophane. That happens every time, like every day, and they tell you that it's good.
Or when they squeeze it.
Yeah.
When they just manhandle the cigars. They stick it up their nose and they just squeeze it and they crack it. Too dry and they put it back.
I do get a good kick out of some of the things that people ask me, or some of the things that people say, like, good examples. I know a couple guys that'll go through a whole box and they'll touch oh, this one's tight. I'm like, okay, that one's tight. So what does that mean? He's like, that's not going to draw right. I said, I'll tell you what, you fucking light that one up, and if it's tight, I'll give you 2. If it doesn't draw right, I'll give you fucking 2. So he cuts it open, lights it, smokes. He's like, wow, how'd you know that? And I was like, because you can't fucking tell if it's plugged just because of its density in tobacco.
Once you put heat to something, it acts totally different.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, 90% of the time, the reason why a cigar is plugged, right, it's usually going to be right about here. And that's because, when they rip the bottom portion of the leaf, they're supposed to sprinkle it across, right, the entire cigar. Now, if the guy's lazy or he doesn't know what he's doing, he takes and just fucking jams it under his thumb, and there's your plug, right? It's like 90% of the fucking time. Guys just trying to get his numbers done, get out the door, whatever the case may be. So, you can't really tell. I mean, unless you're Skip fucking Martin, who can tell you how much is in a cigar to the gram. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but he sent me a video. He's like, this one's got 12.
I watched that. The 13.
Yeah. And
that's why I was like, hey, it's like,
no, dude. When I first met Mike and Skip, we were at Gabe Shop. After hours, he closed up the shop, called me up and said, hey, I got these 2 guys, cigar makers. This is when I first got into Romacraft. They were there and they told Gabe, the shop owner, like, hey, go grab a cigar, take the band off, bring it back here. So we did. He grabbed a tatuaje, cut it open. He goes, oh, that's Viso, that's that's this, that's that, and he was like telling you exactly what the fucking leaf was.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, check out my cigar. He opened up his cigar. It's like, look at the difference, just in quality. And I was like, from then on, I was sold. I was like, these guys know what they're talking about.
That was back in the day when Skip was really happy.
Yeah.
No, he's good now. I mean, I've seen him. What's really crazy about Skip is, at some events, he doesn't he's not 100% super engaging. Like, that's not his thing, right? So he'll sit and bullshit with a couple guys, and you'll have a great time. But if the wrong guy catches him, he's like, it's just tobacco, man. He's like, fuck it.
Just tobacco.
And the guy's like, you could just see the guy's hopes and dreams be like fucking crap. So I dig that shit sometimes, but that's pretty funny. So
how many times a day is somebody placing an order? They're like, yeah, feel free to kick in a few of the, just throw in a few freebies. What's the average freebie ask rate?
I mean, I would call it's probably about 20%.
20%.
But a lot of that shit gets weeded out. Because I don't respond to it. I don't respond well to it, if at all. It's like,
you always respond to my I love yous.
Yeah, because I love you.
It's funny.
Every single time I place an order, I'm like,
I don't even have to ask anymore.
I'm just every time I place an order with the Cigar Hustler, it's like, I love you, and then the reason I do it is to see, okay, who's fulfilling it? Is it Mike, or is his partner? I want to know who's fulfilling it. Every fucking time Mike's like, text me, hey, I love you too.
I love you too. Well, so I would say for the first 5 years, I handled every order. I'd say for about the last 3 or 4, when I started to kind of pass it on, just because handling wholesale now, wholesale for Brastania, Guaymaro, Fable, everything that's Nica Sueño, that's not Roma Craft, as well as Shogui Cigars and FQ.
Yeah. That's what one of the shops was saying. Yeah, it's like, we get the same distributor from, and he started naming all these cigars. Like, really, Fable? I mean, not Fable. It was, what's the other one? So
FQ?
Fable, FQ. Yeah, FQ. I didn't know that one.
Yeah. So Matt Hunt, he's a friend of mine. I met him. He's an Orlando kid, and he's a great guy. He's the guy that you want at an event, because you fucking drop him. He shows up dressed in a fucking suit, and he's just happy-go-lucky, ready to talk to everybody, and he could steal the show. He makes really good cigars. He does a good job of regulating them. He works out of Noxa, which is the same factory that Saka works out of, which has its pros and its cons, right? Because in my opinion, no factory is as good as Nica Sueños. Sorry. I don't have to worry about it. I know that every single time my product's going to be great. I know it's going to be good quality. They're not going to fuck me, right? When you start dealing with some of these bigger companies, it's easy for them to just slide something else in if you're not watching, And I'm not saying that Noxa would do that. I'm just saying that you better be on top of your game. So,
well, they do that for cigar events, and the big cigar events, when they give out those free cigars. I know that there's a lot of people that just send their segundos and they put a fucking the label on it, from just like if it was whatever. But I know they're not giving out the best cigars and the.
Well, even if it's not their segundos, it's just it could just be some shit that they had.
Yeah.
Some shit that they rolled together. It's just been sitting like, here, just fucking let's get this out. I mean, I could definitely see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Or some companies just slap a band on something they already have on regular production and put a band on it for a specific cigar shop.
Right.
Or you take it from a Toro and make it a Robusto. Boom.
Yeah,
but that's normal though. That's normal. I'm saying the same exact blend, the same exact size. They just put a different band on it and say, "Oh yeah, we made a cigar just for you."
Yeah. So the shitty part too is multi-vendor events are hard. Because you got to sell product at a discount because they want to, give everybody a big bag, big deal. You got to stand there for hours on end. A lot of those consumers are, just their goodie bag guys. Like, hey, give me my fucking cigar. I'm on my way. Right. Now, the flip side of that coin is I've definitely met some really fucking cool dudes at a couple of those multi-vendor events. So it's hard, you know, it's hard as far as cost, it's hard as time, is, you know, but you hope to God that you meet a couple of cool fucking good dudes and it makes it all worth it.
Yep. Any other questions, JP?
Oh, fuck yeah. We got some more questions. All right.
These are good.
We got a fuck,
he's on
marry,
his game
kill
today.
question.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
All right.
Romacraft, Tatuaje, Foundation.
All right, so I'm killing Tatuaje.
No time wasted.
Yeah,
no
I'm killing Tatuaje, and I'm not.
You're marrying Romacraft. I know that.
Yeah, I'm definitely marrying Roman. I'm fucking Foundation. You know, I like a lot of Melillo stuff.
Yeah.
Melillo.
I can't say it.
You know, I think he's one of the greatest blenders of our generation. You know,
everything he touches is gold.
And he came from Drew Estate.
Well, he's just been in the game, you know, and so like, here's the thing. Like, I will never be the guy that is down in Nicaragua 8 months out of the year or 6 months out of the year, just committed to the game of the manufacturing side. Never going to do it. I'll never personify that. I will never, you know, try and be that type of person. I will fuck with the guys who are down there 6 months to a year or 8 months down in Esteli, right? And I'll happily pay them for that. Nick and Skip are down there all the fucking time, right? They're in it. They're entrenched in the game. Hands down.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, AJ Fernandez is obviously down there, but, you know, I can't harass AJ, you know, nor would I want to. Like, I know what I'm getting with Skip. I know if I want to make a cigar with Nick, if he ever did something like that, if, like, let's say, you know, I don't know, Nico Sueño burned down or some shit, and I had no other option, the only other guy I would work with would be Nick.
Dude, AJ's been on the game. I respect that dude because of what he's done to the industry. And whether I smoke his cigars or not, which I used to smoke the shit out of his cigars.
Well, back in the day, the diesel grind.
Diesel, the Ruination, the Manowars.
He's got some great tobacco.
Yeah.
The only problem is that he has to produce a lot of fucking cigars, right? So when you have to build those kind of numbers, you can't always use the best fucking tobacco.
Right. But like I said, I respect him not because of his cigars, but what his place in the cigar industry.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, if you've ever been to his fucking house and whatever the hell it is, and they call it the White House or some shit, I feel like it's fucking Scarface's house. It's gigantic. I was like, where's the mound of coke? And the tiger. You need the tiger.
All right. Another question. You're trapped on an island.
Yeah.
You can only have one person with you.
Okay.
Who's that person? And every month you get a box of cigars, but it's got to be the same box of cigars. And you can only drink Corona or Bud Light. So who's the person and what's the box of cigars and Corona or Bud Light?
My wife. If it was a dude, I would be gay, which is fine, but I'm not. Osana Habano Toro, because I made that shit. I blended it. That's my cigar.
I knew that. Actually.
And Corona's got more flavor than Bud Light.
Done.
Yeah, dude.
Done.
I'll agree with you on that. J-Dub, I need to hear your person who you're going to be on an island with, and I'm going to need to hear your box of cigars and Corona or Bud Light. I know you had a bad Corona a couple weeks ago. So
they get skunky once in a while. Man, I gotta go with Mike, the wife. Man, you get entertainment company and shit. You're never lonely and
supposed to be your best friend.
With Mike,
supposed to be. I mean, no, definitely not Skip because he would smoke all my cigars, all the box of cigars that we get a month. He would smoke them in 2 days. So definitely not Skip. Right, nobody in the cigar industry, but yeah, as far as the one cigar that I can't pick, man. I love cigars, and I could smoke Padrones the rest of my life.
You get one box a month.
I could smoke Padrones 26 all fucking the rest of my life. I can smoke the Romacraft, pretty much just about anything. The Blockheads, Fomorians. I mean, fuck the Knuckle Draggers, Atlatos, whatever. I mean, I love those things. And then as far as definitely Corona, not Bud Light.
All right. Save.
So here's a problem with that question, right? I'm a brand owner. If I don't say my own shit,
Right.
First of all, I'm a fucking idiot because then I'm telling you that I don't think my cigar is the fucking best, right? So that's you should always ask that question, and then when the brand owner says, "Hey, yeah, okay, well, let's exclude your shit," then you have to fucking make them say something else.
Okay. So, same question.
We're gonna tweak it. We're gonna be a well-oiled podcasting machine by the time we're done.
Regardless of you having your brand,
yes,
you could take your brand.
Yeah.
Which one would you do? The broadleaf or the Habano?
Yeah.
Or you get one other brand.
Okay, so if I had to remove my brand, right, because it would definitely be the Bosani Habano Toro, which is completely on back order, by the way.
So it looks like you're not taking that to any island.
It would be the Neanderthal HN.
All right.
Nice.
Dude, that's solid.
Yeah, because I'm on an island, I want to get fucked up. I don't need some fucking Connecticut shade bullshit. Fucking,
Connecticut shade and Bud Light doing a little dilly style.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What about you, JP?
I mean, I'd honestly say
Ivan?
the Fable. I'd say the
Fable.
Dude,
nice.
So you know what? I went to Leaf and Bean in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That was the first fucking cigar shop ever where I've seen the Fable in stock.
Mel.
Dude, I was
Mel and Jim.
I was smoking 3 of them a day walking around Pittsburgh.
No shit.
Yeah. And you carry the Fable, right?
Yeah, I handle the distribution for it.
All right. So I will be placing an order with Fables with you soon.
Boom. I have it in stock, and if I don't have it in stock, I have it in the warehouse. And if I don't have it in the warehouse, then we're fucking definitely out.
Dude, the Fable is one of my, I don't know what it is. I just dig the fuck out of that cigar.
So let me put Matul on blast here for a second, because here's the problem with Fable. It's a great cigar, right? The face for Fable is never fucking around.
Nobody knows.
So if the guy who owns it, his name is Matul, and his buddy Sean, right? If he could scale it, if he could interact and engage and do events, dude, he would be blowing it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
In comparison to, his box is sharp, it commands a presence on the shelf. He would, his sales are great now. I think that I wouldn't have any in inventory if he actually put in some work.
Yeah, if he was out there more, it would be, Dude, I've had probably, I've had about a box worth of Fables, bunch of different sizes. Fucking love them all. From the smallest size to the fucking biggest size. Like, my wife, that was the last cigar she smoked, was a Fable. Like,
no shit.
Really, really, really small ones. We were crushing champagne and just, I was like, hey, you want a cigar? She's like, oh, okay, yeah. So I pulled out a little Fable she picked out. Boom. She smoked it. She liked it.
No shit.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's one of my, I don't know. It's one of those, I think I've seen it maybe twice in a cigar shop ever in the past 3 years. And every time I see it, it's just like, I'm grabbing handfuls of them. And it's just like, shit. Like, why am I not smoking this more? Why am I not smoking it more? And it's like, I got to fucking mail. I got to order online. And then it's, I don't.
We haven't talked about your podcast, dude.
Bad.
We talked about it last time. We did. We were promoting it.
I got one more question, and then can we talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Let's talk. Hit
All
me.
right, let's get into it. Okay, if you had to eliminate one cigar company from the industry, who would it be?
I'd kill Altadis.
Altadis? Okay.
Yeah, because fuck those guys. The fact of the matter is that they went out and they just said, "Hey, we're selling." Because so what does that tell? What does that tell me? That tells me that somebody looked at the numbers and they said, premium cigars, this whole industry is fucked. We're not making enough money here. We need to get rid of this now.
Yeah.
Right? So I would kill any company that's not passionate and doesn't care about the fucking game.
Yeah, they're only in it for the numbers.
And
That's
for
all they
me,
are. They're just running.
that flat out showed that. So I'd kill Altadis.
In a heartbeat.
That would
Yeah, cease and desist order from fucking Altadis tomorrow. I was like, we need it for your product.
We'll drop this episode sometime next week, maybe midweek. I don't know. We'll
perfect. So here's the thing. It's like, it's frustrating to me because like I work with Santa Clara. I send product to Santa Clara. So Santa Clara is the main hub for the Casa Montecristo stores as well as JR Online, right? There's so much miscommunication in that whole thing that there are some stores that can't get products. They don't understand the SKUs. They don't understand, like, it's just a fucking mess. You have some really good stores, some really good managers in some of them, right? And the guy who I deal with as far as in-house, he's fantastic. But there are so many gaps that are really fucking causing that machine to lose a fuck ton of money. A fuck ton. And because of that, they start looking at overall sales and overall production and everything that they do. Somebody looks at it on a binary level. They check out the numbers and they say, this doesn't work. So for sale, I don't, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
If it, I'm a businessman. I want to sell my business when it's at its peak.
Yep.
I want to sell my business when like, hey, look, here it is. It's making a shit ton of money. It's fine tuned. Fucking make the check payable to, and you can have all of this, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like,
you get that generational money where it's like you're setting up yourself, you're setting up your kids, you're setting up your kids' kids.
Right.
And you walk away from it and you're like, you know what? I had an effect. I had an impact. And it's like, now I'm able to live comfortably and my kids are able, like, you know what I mean? You're setting up like your future and your kids' future.
Right. The problem with those bigger organizations is because it becomes too big, right? And there's no culture. It's no longer, how do we make this better? How do we improve? How do, what can we do for the industry? What can we, like all of those things. Nobody wakes up. I mean, maybe somebody does, but not the majority of the people wake up and say, hey, here's what we need to do at this shop today. And here's how we make this better. How do we make it a better experience for our consumers? How do we make our jobs easier? How do we pull as a team? How do we know if we're winning? Like those things don't happen. And because those things don't happen, your fucking business starts to implode.
Yeah. And it's all a downward spiral from there, right? Like once it starts, it's just like, yep. And because they've shown nothing to even correct it before it's even got to that, it's already going down.
I think that it's tried to be fixed. The problem is it's too big. The problem is you can't just pull a guy out, plug him in here, and say, okay, solved. Again, back to Bill Parcells. Got to get the groceries. If I'm cooking, I got to get the groceries, right? You got to break this shit down to, groups of 150 people handling specific sectors and chains of command and developing a culture as a whole. The more I talk, the more I feel like I'm under fucking paid.
All right, let's stop before you get mad.
And don't get me. Well, I already just told Dalton to go.
Yeah, now we got to fire it up.
Who else you want to go?
So, okay.
Wait, with that in mind, let's plug your cigar podcast because I think it's a good one too.
Okay. I want to know how you got into the podcast game.
Yeah. Well, I think if you ask Danny Vasquez, he says that he's directly responsible for me getting involved in the podcast. So it's all because it's all because of Danny Vasquez, and that's it. My bang's gone, by the way. So, I just look always for ways to engage with consumers. Is kind of what it boils down to. And I'm a big believer in kind of speaking my opinion, whether it's right or wrong, and having the freedoms to kind of be myself. And it was a platform for it. My partner in crime, Mike Palmer, he's the president of the Florida Cigar Club. He's got a key to the shop. He's my J-Dub.
So he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah. He wanted to run it with me, and my earphones is dying, so I'm going to put on my other one. Hopefully it doesn't fuck this up. Because that's what happened last time too.
It's all right. We if you do drop off, we'll just sign off. We're about time anyways.
Okay. So, it was just a way for me to engage with more consumers on a new.
And right on cue. He's frozen on my end.
Oh, yeah, connection interrupted. Trying to reconnect.
Man, he called that right on cue. He's back. He's back.
Oh, quick recovery.
Quick recovery. And he's muted.
So we got him muted. But he is back.
Oh, did we call that or did we not call that? So, yeah, no. I think the cigar god said, "You've talked enough. You're too much, man. You don't want to get too mad." Yep. No.
Well, you know what? We need to have Mike back for an episode 2.
Episode 2.5. See, if it wasn't for IT issues, it wouldn't be a Mike interview. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Last time, for those who don't know, he was writing shit on the paper and putting it in the camera.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was. Anyways, no. Actually, we're right about time. So definitely, Mike, if you can hear us, I'm sure you can. We appreciate again.
Dude, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for everything, dude. It was awesome. Let's say. I'm gonna send you some headphones next time.
Dude, we're definitely gonna do the episode 3.2.
5.8, yeah.
Episode 3.2 version 5.8.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to do like a podcast talking to a podcast.
Yeah, oh shit. That's where we gotta go. Next time I go
Mike, you gotta get Mike
to Deltona. We'll do a podcast on the podcast. There you go.
A double podcast.
A double podcast.
A quadcast.
A quadcast. Oh yeah, he wants us on the show.
Oh, hey.
He wants us on the show. I'm down.
You name it. We're there.
A fool out of myself for sure. So for those who don't know, is the Cigar Hustler podcast. He does have an Instagram page.
Cigar Hustler. Order your shit from
cigarhustler.com. Order your shit from him. He is online, but he does a brick and mortar, and he is involved. So, it is a family-owned, small. So definitely don't feel bad about, because we always talk shit about people, ordering online and not having that connection. You're not gonna get that with this guy. So obviously, he's as real as it gets. He's down to earth. He works his ass off. That's why his name is Hustler. And
dude, since I remembered it, if you are in the cigar mecca of Florida, hit up Deltona.
Mm-hmm.
Or Orlando, as Mike likes to call it.
Or Daytona, as I like to call it.
yeah, or Daytona.
Daytona.
Whatever.
This has been another successful episode, hopefully, let's see if it works out, of the one and only Rebar Show podcast. Hit us up on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, on YouTube. Search by the one and only Rebar.
Peace out.
Peace out. Fuck Evan. Mike.
Yeah, fuck Ivan.
Ivan,
where are you?
All right, peace out.